Hey everyone, Mark here from Simply Southern Furniture, and today we're going to show you guys how to paint this piece of furniture using a sprayer and Dixie Belle Paint. Now with this method, you're going to be able to save a lot of time and a lot of effort using this technique. Now if you notice that this piece is already gray, so we've already prepped it and primed it, and so if you want to see that, you'll have to look for our other videos on that, but today we're just going to show you guys actually how to use the sprayer, how to mix the paint, and how to actually apply the paint on this piece. Okay, so now we're going to get started with mixing the paint. So I have my gun, and the first thing I want to do is just kind of prime the gun. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there. And now the paint we chose today is going to be, for that guy, is Gravel Road. So this is a fresh container, so I'm not going to worry about straining it. If it was a previously open container, then I would strain it before I put it in the gun. So that piece is probably going to take about 7 to 8 ounces if I had to guess. So I'm going to put about 7 ounces of paint. And then for every 5 ounces of paint, we want to do 1.5 ounces of water. So I'm not going to measure the water because we do this all the time, so I kind of go by eye. And so I'm just mixing everything up right there in the hopper. So now the PSI for the gun, I have at 75. So that's going to be the pressure that the paint is going to be pushing, or the air is going to be pushing through the gun to push the paint out of the gun. So now that I got that mixed up, I'm going to put my mask on and then we're going to get started. Okay, so if you remember, we primed the gun, so we want to get that water out of there. So what I like to do is have a piece of cardboard and get that water out. So now I have solid paint coming out. Now, when I do my spraying, when I make one pass, I'm going to go 50% over the last pass as I'm working my way down or up, depending on what I want to do. So this particular piece, the drawers sit inside the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and paint the whole thing like this. And then I'm going to come back and with a brush, and then I'll just hit the outside edges of the drawers. So this piece is covering really well because we primed it, and so it's probably only going to take 2 coats. But if you notice, when I was doing my spraying pattern, I was keeping my wrist locked and I was trying to keep the gun parallel with the piece of furniture and make sure when I get to the end, I don't do a wrist motion. I want to keep everything nice and straight. So now I'm going to start painting this side. Another thing I want to show you guys is this tip. You can turn the tip sideways, and what that does is that changes the way the fan comes out. And so I had it side to side, and then so I'm going to get these funky little, I guess they're fluted corner pieces, and so I'm going to turn the tip sideways and get those. So I turned my fan sideways to get those inside corners in that flute. So now I spun it the other way, and now I'm going to get the base, or the main body. Let's get the other side. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn my nozzle. All right, let's get the top. I usually like to get the edge first. And on the back, I usually start from the back and work my way forward, but on the back, I like to double up on my pass. So the very first one, I'm going to go over that same pattern twice. Okay, so now we're going to get going on the second coat. The first coat is tacked up and ready to go, so let's get going. Okay, so we got our 2 coats on, and this piece is dried for about 12 hours now. And so it should be pretty smooth to the touch. Now, if you guys noticed, when I was spraying, I was going pretty slow, so I wasn't going really fast. And that's gonna kind of take, that's a little bit of learning curve there. So let's say you guys got done spraying your piece and you feel it, and it's a little kind of gritty or kind of feels like sandpaper. What you can do is get some 400 grit sandpaper. So I got some 400 grit. I got my little sanding pad there. And just real gently, I could just sand it. And you only need to go over it like maybe twice. And I'm not pushing hard. I'm just barely pressing. 1, 2. Real gentle. And it looks kind of milky, kind of shady. Don't worry. When we put the clear coat on, you got to watch your other video for that. But when you do the clear coat, this goes away. You can never even tell. Let's say you have little hard to reach corners. I usually just have a little folded up piece of 400, and then that way I can kind of get the edges. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys will take advantage of saving a lot of time, because your time is precious. And yeah, good luck.